My mom's a dragon. She laid 2 eggs, and then there's me. She recognized the eggs just fine, but not me, so she grabbed me and threw me out, until she suddenly remembered she'd slept with a 2-legged human once, so she came back that same night and picked me back up. My mom's whole life was basically eat and sleep. Sleep with every male she could find. If she laid eggs, she laid them. Never bothered to hatch them, survive or don't, whatever. This time she pushed out an actual human, bare naked, hands and feet, moving and crying. She had absolutely no idea what to do. She poked at me forever and muttered, "No claws, no teeth, not even a shell." My mom tried tossing me up in the air, watched me drop straight down, caught me just in time. Turns out I couldn't fly either. Well, at least I was her biological kid. Confused as she was, my mom knew she couldn't just leave this tiny human to fend for itself. So she took me everywhere she flew, sometimes holding me in her mouth, sometimes balancing me on top of her head. Wherever she went, I went. Even when she took human form to eat good food down in the mortal world, she never forgot to tuck me under her armpit, until one old lady pointed a shaking finger at her and trembled. "Girl, what exactly is that thing you've got tucked under your arm?" My mom was gnawing on a beef bone and answered with her mouth full, "It's a human, I laid it." The old lady nearly passed out. That's when my mom finally realized the tiny human wasn't sleeping. It had gone quiet because it was almost starved to death. As for what the old lady said about needing to nurse the baby every hour, my mom was completely baffled. "Can't you just have your daughter-in-law feed her more at once? I eat 1 big meal and I'm good for 60 years. The old lady gave my mom one long, hard look and kicked her out. Before me, my mom's dragon life was 1, eat, 2, sleep. After me, there was a 3rd item, hustle for milk. In my mom's eyes, all living things are equal. Nothing's really higher or lower than anything else. So when it came to getting me fed, she was absolutely not picky about the source. Spot a nursing female? Pick me up and go for it. Lucky for us, though, my mom's a dragon. Not many species in this world would dare say no to her. My mom carried me around the 3 realms, eating and sightseeing for a whole year. And I went from a toothless, milk-only baby to a little gremlin who'd snatch food straight from a dragon's mouth. My front teeth hadn't even come in yet, but all 4 canines were already fully grown. Even weirder were these 2 strange lumps on my forehead. When they first popped up, my mom poked at them forever. "Please don't tell me these are dragon horns." Then the lumps went down, and my mom finally let out a sigh of relief. Turns out they were just 2 big bumps from falling. Since I could already gnaw on ribs by myself, my mom figured I could probably handle small fish on my own too. So she shifted into dragon form, balanced me on top of her head, and dove straight into the ocean. "My child, mom's taking you out for seafood." My mom was cruising through the deep sea. I was bobbing on the surface. My mom was chasing fish schools, gulping them down one after another. I was getting swallowed by waves, choking nonstop. My mom was born knowing how to swim, so the word drowning simply didn't exist in her vocabulary. "Not hungry, baby? Why are you just lying there?" When I didn't respond after 3 calls, she just plopped me back on top of her head, shot into the sky, and took off through the clouds. According to my mom, if a gorgeous immortal hadn't stopped her and insisted her kid was dying, she would have flown straight to Yuling Mountain, and if she hadn't stopped, she at least wouldn't have missed that grand feast. Every time my mom brings this up, her face is full of regret and barely contained frustration. I was only 3 at the time. Never been to a grand feast, so I really couldn't feel the loss. So I had nothing to say. Every time this happened, my mom would helpfully remind me, "That immortal grabbed you without asking and started smacking your back like crazy. He literally beat the water right out of you. Then he jammed his fingers into your ribs and made you bawl your eyes out." All because mom just couldn't beat him. Hearing the part about getting hit until I cried, I finally got mad. So my mom and I cursed that immortal out together. My mom nodded, totally satisfied, and took me up the mountain to hunt for wild game. Full and happy, the 2 of us squatted on the mountaintop picking our teeth. A white cloud blew past, whoosh, and knocked me flat on my back. I scrambled up and barely steadied myself while my mom was already hands on hips yelling, "Whose kid is riding clouds this fast? You hit someone and you're not even gonna say sorry?" The culprit didn't respond, of course. My mom, furious, shifted form and took off. A dragon's roar split the sky, and in a blink, she was gone. All that was left on that empty mountaintop was me, a tiny little thing, standing completely lost in the wind. Watching the direction my mom had disappeared in, I let out a long sigh. Not the first time I've been forgotten. Hopefully mom would remember me sooner this time. But the sky went dark and bright, bright and dark. I lost count how many times, and my mom never came back. Then an immortal in flowing robes descended from the clouds, propped his cheek on his hand, looked at me for a moment, and smiled. "Hey, little one, still alive, huh?" The most gorgeous immortal I'd ever seen. Prettier than every single flower on that mountain. This had to be the flower fairy mom always talked about. Seeing him, my very first thought was, that's actually impressive. Dragons don't raise their young. The fact that you've survived this long following her around is honestly wild. I opened my mouth but couldn't get any words out. He seemed to catch on, grabbed my wrist, squeezed it a few times. Yep, almost starved to death. He flipped his hand over, and a tiny jade bottle appeared in his palm. "How is it that every time I run into you, you're on the verge of dying? What kind of destiny do you have, little one?" No time for his rambling. I grabbed his hand and chugged everything in the little jade bottle. Cool, refreshing, sweet as anything. Not just thirst quenching, it actually filled you up. This had to be something special. I gulped it all down. He didn't look the least bit reluctant. His smile actually got even softer. This guy was even more generous than my own mom. After drinking his water, I was full of energy again. I immediately started gesturing and acting out the whole story. The immortal's cloud crashing into me, my mom going after them in a fury. "He hit you and just bolted? That's messed up." I nodded hard. Absolutely agreed. Your mom's not back yet. What are you gonna do? Not eating garlic. I mean, do you want to stay here and wait or head down the mountain? I thought long and hard. Keep waiting and I'd probably starve. But if I left, what would Mom do when she came back? Finally, my eyes lit up. I grabbed his sleeve and said happily, "You take me to find my mom."